In the Third Age of Middle-earth, 5 wizards were sent from across the sea. The Istari, as their order was known, were Maiar spirits sent by the Valar of Valinor to keep watch over the free peoples of Middle-earth and aid them where possible against the rising spirit of the Dark Lord Sauron. Although the threat was great, the Valinor had already seen the tragic consequences of direct interference at the end of the First Age, when they brought their might against Morgoth, resulting in the destruction of Beleriand and reshaping of the world. They also knew of the corruption and lust for power that could result from even the Maiar's use of magic, as evidenced by Sauron, who was once a Maia of Valinor before falling to darkness. And so the Valar chose to help Middle-earth by sending the Istari, but forbidding them from using their full strength or their powers directly against the Dark Lord. They also took the form of old men, so they could speak to elves and humans as equals to win their trust. The leader of their order, Saruman the White, originally known as Karamo, was sent by the Vala Aule and was considered a wise and respected figure in Middle-earth, even made leader of the White Council, a group of powerful elves and wizards formed to challenge the growing power of Sauron. However, Saruman ultimately became corrupted by his lust for power, believing he could ally with the Dark Lord against the free peoples in order to seize the One Ring for himself. However, his treachery was discovered both by the White Council and Sauron, leading to his ultimate defeat. Though brought low, he survived the War of the Ring and ended his days as a small-time crime boss in the Shire, killed by his minion Grima Wormtongue on the front steps of Bag End. When he died, his spirit sought to travel west to Valinor, but was blown away by a strong wind, forbidden from returning. Called Olorin in elder days, Gandalf the Grey was sent by Manwë, but was also a pupil of Varda, Nienna, and Irmo. He was the most kind-hearted and humble of the Istari, and so had to be ordered to join them, as he initially believed himself too weak and frightened of Sauron to be of any use on their mission. Yet he would go on to become the most pivotal leader in the fight against the Dark Lord, proving a master strategist in the War of the Ring. He would die fighting a Balrog, only to be reborn as Gandalf the White to replace Saruman the Betrayer as leader of their order. When peace was restored, he left Middle-earth with the elves and the Hobbit ring-bearers Bilbo and Frodo, finally returning to his homeland of Valinor. Once known as Iwindil, Radagast the Brown was not originally to be sent with the Istari, but was included at the insistence of Yavanna, so he could spend his days looking after the plant and animal life of the West, tending to the children of Yavanna, and aiding Gandalf and Saruman whenever possible. Although his ultimate fate is unknown, it is believed Radagast stayed in Middle-earth after Gandalf's departure, at least for a time. Originally known as LOTR and Palando, only LOTR was asked to join the great venture, yet the friendship he had with Palando allowed for them both to go. They were sent by Orome and later became known as the Blue Wizards, Morenetar and Romestamo. Although little is known about their purpose or reasoning, the Blue Wizards journeyed to the east of Middle-earth, where it is believed they fought against Sauron in their own ways, and may have played a pivotal role in fighting back against his dark armies, to ensure they could not attack the West with their full strength. But there are also tales of great cults of magic being started by the wizards, and their ultimate fate remains unknown. A special thanks to all those who contribute to CivilizationEx, like Nantine the Blackburned, a widow of the Stranger's Blade, the great Joff Bardsbane of the Legion of the Lakes, Tom Moonstruck Waters of the Company of the Cat, Wolf the Quarrelsome, Magic the Shaman, and Jampo the Mad. You all make these videos possible, and I am eternally grateful for your support. If you would like to help CivilizationEx and gain early access to videos, access to the Patreon-only series Heroes of Lore and Legend, and vote on future content to be produced, you can click on the Patreon link in the description box below and pledge any amount you'd like on a monthly basis. Or if you'd prefer to make a single donation, you can use the PayPal link also in the description below. And please be sure to like and subscribe and click on the links to see more.